after that. But the young gentleman in blue and white, Marcel Maldonado from the Fort Lauderdale area in Florida, has taken a gap and is coming in to see 9. He's going to see 9 to go. Hold your line, rider. Oh, he's going to see 10. I apologize. I looked too soon. Move back to the staging ring. Gentlemen, if you need to cross the track, glance to the left, but make your way across the track now.
Gentlemen, we do have a full field, so tuck up to the front here, buddy system.
Not that I needed to do so, but I could call the A riders to the rail, but they seem to be already there.
Are there any A riders that intend to ride this event that are not at the rail? Scream loudly so. Andy, are we waiting for you? Okay, we can do that. All right, gentlemen, there are roughly 23 plus of you. We will be doing a 15 lap, that is 1 5-lap snowball. Each lap of the snowball will be worth 1 point more. First lap, 1 point. Second lap, 2 points. All the way up to 15 at the end. As this field is large, if you are out of contention and about to be caught by the field, I will ask you to retire from the race. This is, again, a 23-plus rider field. It is a narrow track. Please be careful. And, again, 1 through 15, we're just waiting on Mr. Bailey to put his gloves on. We will do a full neutral lap when you come out of turn 4. Assuming you're all together, I will blow the whistle. You will be racing with 15 laps to go. We will be counting up so you know how many points you acquired for crossing the line first. There are no points for second place. All right, Andy, thanks for making it out there. Everybody ready? Roll off, stay together, listen for the whistle.
Riders, we do need you as one group, no gaps. Okay, from the gun, shaking and baking, our A riders lighting the track up. Benjamin Bryant on the scoreboard. It is only 1 point, but it's only 1 point above your opponent. You need to win. This is motoring. This is a steam train. Benjamin Bryant takes the 2. 3 on the board. This next lap, unfortunately, will equal his score But there's an attack over the top. If I recognize the kit, but not the riders. It's Levine Law Cycling Group, and it looks like the big man, Mr. John Kroom. 3 on the board. Number 87, Mr. John Kroom, and he looks like he's in TT mode. He's motoring down that back stretch. Keith Mullally from Levine Law following him round, second position. Nothing for second wheel in this one. It is all on the front rider. John looking at another 4 points on the board. Let's name them out. From John to Keith, I believe that's Luke, number 74. And then looking down, rider number 9. I'm checking my sheet, and I got Andrew Hodges there. It is John Kroom, 5 again. And it looks like Luke goes alongside him. John locks in behind him. Let's see if these two are going to play and drive it to the end of the race. Stretched out now. But I want to say, it looks like Chad Connolly steaming round into the third wheel to see what he can do. Chad Connolly, 32. Jumping the gap and joining the lead trio now. From John Kroom, Luke Woodward, and Chad Connolly. Is this pursuit time? Are we going to see these guys roll this round and share it down to the wire? The field comes out of corner 2, led by David Vargas. Looking through the group as they come through. Trey Hedgecock comes off of corner 4, leaving Kyle Knott, also Levine Law coming through, and then a visitor. Fast forward gear, that's Mr. Mike Liveshot. Nathaniel Worcester pulls through after that, and that leaves rider 15. I've got to check my list here. Howard Buckley taking it down the back stretch. Kevin O'Donnell now comes out of corner 4, taking it in turns, but not really hammering the commitment just yet. Let's take our eyes back to the lead, coming into corner 3 off the back stretch. That's our 3 leaders of the track. Not sure of the point situation, but it is John Kroom seeing 9 points to his tally. Chad Connolly off the saddle, drives hard. Let's throw a little shout out to Chad. He did win Roswell from the end of Speed Week last Sunday, and showing he's got the legs to pick up 11 points. It is Chad and Luke out there. Has John Kroom done enough? We will see in these final laps. All riders seeing 11 to go. It is spreading out on the back of the field. Any rider that falls out of contention, you know when you're out of contention, feel free to retire as safely as you can. Chad Connolly, lead rider, goes through to C12. Luke Woodward is our second position on the track, may not be on the points. We will have to see how the tally goes. Riders retiring, please do so safely. Mike, you have the lead rider about the home stretch away. Lead rider coming across the home pursuit line, Mr. Chad Connolly picking up the 13. My eyes will stay on the lead rider. And the lead rider coming now across the backstretch pursuit. Coming out of corner 4 is our lead rider, Mr. Mike Liveshot. The lead rider is behind you, and the lead rider hears the bell, Mr. Chad Connolly. That is our lead rider of the race, not necessarily our points winner, but we will do the tally. All riders finishing on the same lap here. All riders finishing on the same lap. 1 to go for these guys coming through. This is the man's going to close out the race. He's going to pick up the final 15, Mr. Chad Conley. So that's our first A race, a leg opener for those guys. And if we are following our program, that's going to take us back to an unknown distance, and that's going to be our C and B riders combined. C and B riders combined. We do have to get our A riders off the track first, so C and B riders, in your time, head towards the staging ring first, head towards the staging circle, and when our referee is ready, we will call you up to the rail. Time to cross the track if you need to. B and C riders being combined here for an unknown distance.
For anybody that asks me how many laps this race is, this is an unknown distance. I don't know how long it is. When you hear the bell, it'll be 1 lap to go. We're going to do a full neutral lap. You guys are getting good at those. So come out of turn 4 together. You hear the whistle. You will be racing. At some point in the not too distant future, the bell will ring, and you will sprint for 1st through 12th, assuming we have 12. All right, roll them off. Stay together. See you coming out of turn 4.
Okay, as we were confirmed by our connoisseur, Mr. Scott Patton, this is unknown distance, exactly what it says. That's our whistle. These guys are racing. Who is going to take the flyer? Who is going to decide how long this is going to be? Looking like the pace is picking up slightly here. John Everest leads us into the home stretch. Not really putting the gas on yet. Everyone eyes on what he's doing at the front there. John pulls up and leaves that open. Michael Gibson also pulls up. Marcel Maldonado does not want to take it on. And Reese Lathan. Just about every rider above the stay line, the blue stay line, which opens it up. If no one is in the sprint lane, it means any rider can ride underneath these guys. The only time they can do it, John Everest, number 13. Unlucky for some, but may not be unlucky for John if he can pull this off. It's the only number you can actually wear upside down and no referee will actually pull you up on it. If you have 113, I've had him get away with that. Marcel Maldonado sitting on the front of this. Still, John Everest holding strong the bottom of the track. Oh, I made a mistake there. I apologize. 172. That is Pete Wicker. Pete Wicker on the front there now. But that is OUTBACK Bikes. I got the kit confused. We've got 2 or maybe 3 riders out there representing Outbacks. And look at corner 3. Some high tactical maneuvers here, using its gravity to come into the home stretch. OUTBACK Bikes ripping it up there, looking like Kevin Trainer, John Everest. Is this some kind of lead-out train they're looking at? Certainly. Putting it together, and they've upped the pace. Very subtle. Very subdued, but the pace is increasing. Looking like a 10-man pursuit line at times. Pete Wicker pulls off. It's John Everest doing the work on the front once again. John pulls up. I want to say that's Reese on the front now. That's Jason on the front. Apologies there. But that is Tucker now, one of our sea riders, making the pace as they go down, and I mean downhill, down the back stretch. And it's Marcel Maldonado who showed us he's got some legs from that last snowball. Marcel not taking it on, lifts up and allows a rider to take control coming through the sprint lane. Look like Chris Freeman, if I'm getting the numbers right there, coming through. Outback Bikes again on the front with Kevin Trainer. He takes a line up the track and nobody wants to really take it on. It's Chris Freeman now taking the peloton into corner 3, eases up. Back to rider number 13 on the front, John Everest. Still John Everest on the front, and James Stewart watching him do the work. John drops in, quite clear. Marcel Maldonado behind him, and I think it's Reese Latham tucked in there behind Marcel. John goes high, opens it up, puts Marcel, 3 men on the front, looks like Bob Tyler. John Everest in the middle, and low on the track, Marcel Maldonado. Are they starting to get itchy? Bob eases ahead and goes in front of Marcel. Bob in the lime green and black. Ryder high over the top, taking a little bit of a flyer. Getting restless out there. Michael Gibson now being chased back by Tucker Glasgow. There needs to be a reaction from the field of these guys. Got wind. That's the bell. Sea Riders, Mike Gibson, Tucker Glasgow, and then it looks like our juniors coming in. Nice and safe over the top. Look at the cadence of these juniors. Remember, they are on a junior gearing system as they come in for the final sprint. Super final sprint. James Stewart just taking it at the line. For the others, I believe we got Reese in there, we got Marcel in there, and I think it was Tucker Glasgow as well. But a nice end to that unknown, just like it says, unknown distance. Just give our riders a time to calm down, move themselves off the track. And we will open the track so anyone needing to cross can cross. Ladies, we won't keep you a moment. We're just double checking. We got everybody recorded from the last race.
All right, ladies, this is a unknown distance race. We have no idea how long it is. There's an automatic 1-lap relegation for asking me how many laps. Please roll out for a neutral lap when you come through all together. I will blow the whistle. You will race for an unknown amount of time. When you hear the bell, you will be racing for the finish. There are no preems or anything else in this race. So when you hear the bell, that is the finish. Roll them out. Listen for the whistle to start.
Okay, this is a neutral lap. We have one rider off the front. Ladies, you do need to be together as one group. No more than about a half a bike length between each of you. So let's group this back up together. And we will unknowingly start our unknown distance. That's looking better. Just when I take some advice here, 122, Maria Denker strings the field out, throws the hammer down and says, we got to light this up for the crowd. We do not want the crowd sitting there without something to watch. What is going to happen next? Maria throws the hammer down, opens it up. Emily Burrows was sitting close to her, now in the sprint lane. But they regroup like a formation of the Blue Angels coming out of corner 4. And it's Emily looking left, looking right. Very pensive as they come through the home stretch. Riding 3 deep. Can't get much deeper on this. It is a little bit narrow in places. Rider 50 following the stay line, Jenny Schubel. Lining it up almost like 2 pace lines here. One running the sprint lane, one running the pace line on the blue. Still, no one wanting to make that commitment to really try and open this up. Unknown distance, exactly what it says. Now, 3 riders on the front, and that's Kim Fuller comes through the middle. Settles down on the front of the sprint lane. Kim's up to the tempo. Notice only 2 lines of riders now. No one wanted to waste too much energy running 3 lines. Kim still driving at the front of this, looking left and right to see who's with her. It's a big group. It looks like Heather to me comes over the top. And it is. It's Heather Rinneker that put the gas on. Now, have we got the legs to hold that gas for the full 320 meters of this track? Heather holding that sprint lane. Every other rider's got to come over the top and round her. And it's eyes on the black and white line. It looked to me like Heather held on to that from Kathleen O'Neill. And Annalise Oosterreich coming in with the 3rd place there, putting points on the board, picking up a little bit of Kit Kat money there, even in 3rd place. Let's give our ladies a chance to leave the track, safely leave the apron before our A riders charge for the rail. Give our ladies a chance to get off the track. Well ridden to all riders there.
All right, gentlemen, if you can scooch up, buddy system, side by side. We just need everybody on the rail here. Give everybody a chance to start. This is an unknown distance scratch race. No preems, no nothing. You will hear 1 bell in this race. At the time you hear the bell, it will be 1 lap to go, and you will sprint for first through however many are left on the track at that point. This is a large field. We are a little bit ahead of schedule. You can read into that if you would like. Enjoy the race, gentlemen. Roll off, stay together. See you coming out of turn 4. Ding, ding, ding. Just kidding.
Okay, gentlemen, keep an eye left and right. We do need you guys together as much as we can. Mr. David Vargas, have a look over your shoulder. Nobody's with you, so either they need to catch you or you need to wait for them to catch you. Group it together, guys. That is looking better. That's better, spelt with no T's. Better. Big field, great photo opportunity for this race. Whistle blows, riders, you have as many laps as we think you're going to do. Good luck, be safe out there. Riders, if you get tired, if you're out of contention, please be safe and pull yourselves off. Leave the racers to race. One straight line coming through. Mr. Keith Mullally, Mr. David Vargas, and Mr. Darrell Christopher, our first three riders as we come through. Is it going to stay in that format for more than a lap? Let us see. Mr. David Vargas goes through number 54. A little gap. How long are you going to leave him sitting out there? Mr. Chad Conley, followed by John Kroom, 32, and I can't read John's number. But David hits it high, looks over his shoulder and thinks, still got about 20 meters on these guys, but let's see. That's Gary Morgan, hometown man, number 10, running through. And the gap increases, about the length of the back stretch. Keith Mullally now sits on the front of this field. And I want to say that's Mr. Howard Buckley sitting in second place to Keith there in our field. But we do have number 54 wearing the SCAD colours of his collegiate team, Mr. David Vargas. It was looking at closing in at nearly half a lap. David looking pretty strong out there. Not sure who is going to take this. Keith Mullally with a lot of work on the front there. And Keith ups the tempo. Howard pulls off, but Kevin O'Donnell closing the gap. I want to say Darrell Christopher sitting on Kevin's wheel. I am giving no clues out there to Mr. David Vargas. He knows he's got some work to do on there, and he's holding that strong. Still, rider 126, Keith Mullally, doing all the work on the front there to see if he can pull this peloton back. Slight fly in the throat there. It's okay. No one worry about me. Kevin O'Donnell to Darrell Christopher. A third rider as he came through was Howard Buckley there, number 15. Okay, let's look at the front of the field. Number 15, home rider Howard Buckley pulls off and leaves a well-known face there, Mr. Emil Abrahams, number 72. Coming down the backstretch. Is Emil going to light it up? No, he takes a high line, but he needs a gap to get back in. He does not want to be at the back of this field. David Vargas still hanging out there, and it's Keith Mullally back on the front. Luke Woodward with the green helmet slots in second wheel, and Darrell Christopher not moving far from this group. It looks like we're closing this down. Only time will tell. One or two riders starting to pop off the back. David Vargas grimacing a little bit now out in front. Our rider in the black and yellow sleeves.